Good morning and welcome to the Daily Tanya. Today is Tuesday, the 25th day of Cheshvan, and today we are completing the fourth part of the Tanya, the Agerat Hakodesh, the last letter 32. This letter talks about tzedakah, and let's begin with tzedakah. Gedola tzedakah shemekareves es hageula. Tzedakah hastens the coming of Mashiach. So, in this letter, the Alter Rebbe, as you're aware, many of the letters of the Alter Rebbe was about the importance of giving tzedakah. And as we mentioned many times, the Alter Rebbe was collecting tzedakah for those Hasidim who moved to the Holy Land. And in order to support them, they had no way of supporting themselves. And in this last letter, the Alter Rebbe actually gives recognition and appreciation for those who help collecting the money for tzedakah. He quotes what our sages say, Godei la me'aseh yeseh min ha'oseh. That the one who makes other people give tzedakah, the fundraiser basically, he is in a greater level than the one who actually gives the tzedakah. So whenever there is a campaign, there's a fundraising campaign. Today they have this kind of system, where you have a campaign and you have people make groups and every person takes upon themselves to share the campaign with his friends and convince other people. So everybody can become, in a way, a little fundraiser, which soon we're going to have here also, God willing. We're going to purchase a new property to build a shul. So details to come soon. But in any case, here the Alter Rebbe also talks about the two ways of giving tzedakah. Giving tzedakah in the feminine aspect of tzedakah and the masculine aspect of tzedakah. The feminine aspect of tzedakah is by being inspired by someone else. Just like in the Kabbalah, the concept of the feminine is the one who is the receiver. The masculine is the one who initiates, the one who the giver. So there's the feminine aspect of tzedakah, that you're inspired by someone else, you receive that inspiration. And the masculine aspect of tzedakah is when you are self-inspired. So let's say inside, the way the Alter Rebbe says, in either case, the Alter Rebbe says there is a great reward for the one who is the fundraiser and the one who gives tzedakah, whether it's in the feminine aspect or the masculine aspect. So let's see chapter 32, letter 32 in Agerat Hakodesh. Baruch Hashem chelem afoy al yadam tirtze. May God bless your effort and favor the work of your hands. L'rotzen lehem lifnei Hashem tamid, so that you may be accepted before God at all times. Ko'itein v'choyesef Hashem la'ametz libam v'giberim. So may God ever continue to grant you His blessings, to fortify your heart among the valiant, the strong ones, those who give. And he that is generous stands over generous things. And here the Alter Rebbe refers to those who are the Gabaya Tzedakah. What the Alter Rebbe did, that was in each community, there was this person that was in charge to collect from his local community, and together they would bring it and ship it to Israel, to the Holy Land. So Liya is Godel me'aseh bechol iru minyan v'techoshev loyle tzedakah. To be great by causing others to act in every city and congregation. For he who causes another to act is greater than the doer. One who encourages, inspires other people, that is true by tzedakah and is true by other things as well. When you have the power to inspire other people and you do that, that itself is a greater in a way than the one who does it himself. At Choshev Leili Tzedakah, this will be accounted as his act of tzedakah. Now, what about the person who gives the tzedakah? Says the Alter Rebbe, this is the tzedakah that he gives stands forever. And of him who does the deed, it is said, his tzedakah stands forever. Now, to say stands forever in Hebrew, there is a difference between the masculine form and the feminine form. Masculine form, you say omed. The feminine, you say omedet. When you're saying that tzedakah is standing in the feminine form, omedet lad, that means this is the kind of tzedakah that is given in the feminine form. Meaning that this is the one who gives the tzedakah received an inspiration from someone who inspired him. The verb omedet, stands, is of the feminine gender, which suggests a recipient, because this donor receives the charitable arousal of his pure heart from he who is great by causing others to act. So although it is a tzedakah that it was inspired not by themselves but by others, and one might think that this therefore will not last forever because it's not something of your own, nevertheless, the verse says that is a medes load, it stands forever. Nevertheless, his tzedakah stands forever. Pirush, shekol הצדקה והחסד שישראל עושים בעולם הזה, מניד והסליב ומטויר, הינו חייס וקיימוס בעולם הזה הגשמי עד זמן התחייה. This means that all the acts of charity and kindness that Jews perform in this world out of the generosity of the pure hearts, they are alive and they endure in this physical world until the time of the resurrection. So it stays in this world until the time of the resurrection. But in the time of the resurrection, that is when it becomes revealed. The great acts of tzedakah becomes revealed at the time of the Tchiyas HaMeisim of the resurrection. Shehazu zman gilui elokus ve'oirin soif baruch hu m'bchinas soif kol almin b'olam hazeh. For that will be the time of the manifestation of the divinity and of the infinite Ein Sof light from the level of Sovev Kol Almin in this world. So this degree of spiritual illumination, which transcends all created worlds, will be fully revealed in this world at the time of the resurrection. As explained at length in last year's letter. Now, in order to be able to receive this light, we need to prepare a vessel. And the vessel, as he's going to explain, is the kindness. The kindness, the tzedakah that we do, is the vessel to this light. But there needs to be a vessel and an abode wherein the infinite Ein Sof light can vest itself. Just as the body is a vessel to the soul, metaphorically speaking. So the body is a vessel to the soul. A rock is not a vessel to the soul. But the body is a vessel to the soul. The soul vests itself in the body. Thus it is written, for my word is like fire. And the message is that fire needs something to hold on to. It needs a wick. מה שאינו מאיר בעולם הזה, אלא כשנחזס ומסלבשת בפסילו החלוק, משנצבע במקום אחר. Just as a fire does not radiate in this world except when it is attached to and vests itself in a wick, so too, if divinity is to be illuminated, is to illuminate this world, it too must be able to attach itself to something in this world, which like a wick will be wholly subjugated to the divinity, the divine flame, and consumed by it. As explained as elsewhere. What is that vessel? Says the Alter Rebbe, it is that very attribute of chesed, of kindness, that we do with our body, to give to others. That is the vessel to receive the great light. The body and the vessel for God's light is the attribute of kindness and the generosity of the heart, whereby one gives and infuses vitality to he who has nothing of his own. So generosity with a smile, empathy with the pauper, with a poor person. This is the vessel for God's infinite light. Thus, it is stated in Tikkunim in the Zohar, and you have prepared many bodies for the illumination of the Sephiris, and they are described in the following manner. Chesed, the right arm. So just as Chesed is the supernal right arm, so is man's corresponding attribute of kindness to the appropriate vessel for the revelation and benefactions from that source. Continues the Alter Rebbe, says, "V'chol haguf nichlal b'yamin." Moreover, the entire body is included in the right side, which is its mainstay. What does that mean? The right side, as we said, is chesed. We have many, many different attributes. Chesed, gvura, tiferes. But everything begins and everything is included with chesed. Without chesed, you have nothing. Chesed is the attribute of giving, communicating, giving from yourself to the outside. So when you don't have chesed, there is no other attributes. Even the attribute of gevura, restriction. You cannot restrict if you don't give. Anything has to do with the giving. So therefore the chesed is the vessel in the beginning. Olam chesed ibana, the world is created by chesed. Thus too wrote the liturgical poet, that we say during the high holy days. We say his garment is tzedakah. It doesn't say one of his garments is tzedakah. His garment, the garment of Hashem, is tzedakah. This is the meaning of what our sages of blessed memory said. Charity is recompensed only according to the kindness within it. Meaning you compensate the charity is only according to the kindness. In other words, when you give tzedakah, it's not so much how much you give, it is how you give it. It is when you give with chesed, when you give with kindness, with good heart, that is the tzedakah is being compensated. Shenemar, as it says, Ziru lechem litzedakah, kitzru lefi chesed. As it is written, sow for yourself tzedakah, for tzedakah, but reap according to the kindness. So why is tzedakah here alluded as sowing and its reward as reaping? So he says, because a harvest is the manifestation of the seed hidden in the soil. So the same thing is v'kachu tzedakah b'chesed she'Yisrael oisim b'zman hagolus itmuna v'nisteres ad zman atchia she'islabesh v'yoyer oyer esay baruch hu b'olam hazagashmi. It is likewise with the charity and kindness that Jews perform in the time of exile. It too is hidden and concealed until the time of the resurrection, when the infinite Ein Sof light will vest itself and radiate in this physical world. Where he is one with his causations, meaning with the kelim, the vessels of the 10 spheres of Atzilus. They are utterly fused with the infinite light that is revealed in them, as explained above in chapter 20. So if the vessels of Atzilus are one with Hashem, certainly the light which is above Atzilus. Thus, how much more so with regard to the infinite Ein Sof light, which encompasses all worlds, from far higher than the level of Atzilus. This is why charity is called tzedakah, a noun of feminine gender. In the above phrase, his tzedakah stands forever. As we said before, medes is the feminine term. And why is that? Because the feminine aspect is the aspect of the receiver. And the tzedakah receives the light of the Or Ein Sof. Where it receives a radiance from the infinite Ein Sof light that encompasses all worlds, which vests itself in it and is revealed in it, in this physical world at the time of the resurrection. And now the Alter Rebbe goes on to say that there is also the other aspect of tzedakah, which is the masculine aspect of tzedakah, and that is when the tzedakah, which in the masculine term it's called tzedek, when a person arouses himself. Just like he started in the beginning of the chapter, we're talking about those who inspire others. So when you inspire yourself, how? During the davening, during saying the Shema, when you want to ready to connect and commit yourself to Hashem, to give the entire life to Hashem. So certainly also part of it is when you're ready to give also your possessions for Hashem's purposes. That's what Alter Rebbe goes on to say. However, the verse tzedek shall go before him, is in the masculine gender. Both the noun tzedek and its matching verb yehalech is also in the masculine. This refers to the attribute of kindness that is aroused in a man's heart of his own accord, not through another's inspiration. How is that? How do you inspire yourself? The Alter Rebbe al yidei is eirus ahavas Hashem b'kriya Shema uledovka boi v'limsei nafshe be'echad u'b'chol moedecha kipshutei v'chulu. This is through an arousal of the love of God when reading the Shema, cleaving to Him, and surrendering his soul at Echad. You say Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, God is one. You give yourself completely to Hashem, meaning as he completes the verse, God is one. Loving God with all your wealth in the literal sense. And as a result of this arousal from below, or as water reflects face to face, so too is the heart of the supernal man that is upon the throne. There is an arousal from above, and that is who amshochas eiren seif bo hu asev kalam lemata mata be'elam hazeh hagashmi b'chinas gilui b'sman hatchiyah kemevuyer b'michtav de'ishtakad ba'arichas. So this is there expressed as a manifest downward flow of the infinite Ein Sof light that encompasses all worlds down to the nethermost levels of this physical world at the time of the resurrection, as explained at length in last year's letter. Continues the Alter Rebbe and says, this is also another explanation of the meaning of the word tzedek lefonav yihalech, that tzedek will walk in front of him. The word lefonav has the meaning also of pnimius, that the tzedakah makes the pnimius, the inside of Hashem, to be drawn down. And this is the mystical meaning of two of the words from the above quoted verse. Tzedek shall go before him. Shemoilich umamshich panim ha'elyonim elemayla u'mehatzilas ad olam hasiyah. Hence, tzedek leads and elicits the supernal countenance, the most essential and inward aspect of the divine light, drawing it from higher than the world of Atzilus down to the world of Asiyah. However, now is a time to be brief, and may no kind of blessing be spared you. Eitivu Hashem latoivim v'leishorim b'liboisam. Do good, O God, to the good, and to those who are upright in their hearts. Bless those who donate generously to tzedakah, and also those whose generous intentions are forced to remain unrealized. Kenefesh tidrashenu, such is the prayerful wish of he who seeks your welfare. So that's the end of this chapter 32. It is the end of the Igeret Hakodesh in the Tanya, the fourth part of the Tanya. So Mazel Tov of concluding this. Tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem, will start the Kuntres Achron, the last part of the Tanya, that we'll study until the 18th of Kislev, which when the 19th of Kislev, we begin the Tanya once again. So have a wonderful day, Mitzvah Hashem, and we'll see you tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem.